The pricing of the new BYD Seal has reset the benchmark for electric sedans, taking on the highly regarded Tesla Model 3 with a staggering $12,000 lower starting price while leaving other Chinese-made electric sedans like the fleet favorite Polestar 2 in its wake. At the pricing announcement of the BYD Seal in Sydney, Luke Todd, the CEO of EV Direct, which distributes BYD in Australia, said that many would agree that the Seal is a better car than the Model 3 and that while Tesla has led the way in normalizing electric vehicles, BYD's ambitions are much more significant. We really respect what Tesla has done. We don't like to talk too much about what Tesla has done because they have done so many hard yards over the last decade or two. But what we try to do at BYD is to take on the whole automotive industry, said Mr. Todd. Obviously, Tesla is really prominent in the market with the Model I, but this vehicle is a vehicle that can compete with the whole industry. That's our mission at BYD. Yes, it's better priced than the Model 3 and many will say it's a better car, but we don't want to compare too much. The entry-level BYD Seal standard dynamic range starts at $49,888 before on-road costs, while the Seal Premium Extended Range comes in at $58,798 and the top spec Seal Performance EUD will set you back $68,798. We really wanted that dynamic model, or entry model. This has 460-kilometer range. It's a luxurious car. It feels big, it's very safe. It will compete when you line it up against any other vehicle in the segment. BYD's rise in Australia is set to continue with no supply issues and ultra-sharp pricing. The brand's introduction of a BYD Ute and a larger SUV next year will form part of its plan to introduce 2 new models yearly for the foreseeable future, although a 7-seater SUV is still some time away. We are just beginning, 3 models in 18 months, 5 models in just under 2.5 years, and then more and more after that, said Mr. Todd. According to Mr. Todd, BYD can re-engineer, retool its production line, and convert one of its vehicles from left to right-hand drive in just 12 months. While the BYD Seal and Tesla Model 3 are set to go head-to-head for the crown of the best-selling electric sedan in Australia, the Chinese brand is set to continue its expansion, with more flagship stores opening nationally to join the megastore in Sydney. The next is the Brisbane store in Fortitude Valley, which opens this week. In September just gone, BYD delivered 702 cars in Australia, against Tesla's 5,177. While this may seem low against the US giant, BYD is decimating brands like Polestar, which managed just 111 sales in the same period. So is BYD's third electric vehicle to make the trip to Down Under, joining the Atto 3 and Dolphin. BYD's electric sedan will compete with the Tesla Model 3 and Polestar 2. The cheapest dynamic trim is powered by a 150-kilowatt electric motor and 6144-kilowatt-hour blade battery pack for 286 miles of expected WLTP driving range. Including on-road costs, it will be available from $50,554 to $54,210, according to the state and territory it's registered. The sporty high-tech Seal has a low drag coefficient of just 0.219, enabling it to glide like a razor blade through the wind. Audi's former chief designer, Wolfgang Egger, currently BYD's head designer, led the design efforts. The X-shaped front end gives it a powerful sense of forward motion. BYD interiors have never adhered to this minimalistic interior design trend so often seen in EVs. And I know that BYD interiors are somewhat of a sticking point for some, but the BYD Seal's interior is the best yet. Ocean theme in mind, the design laps around the interior like waves. That's not to say it is perfect. It's still busy in some areas, like the buttons around the gear selector. But overall, it's a decent interior. The BYD Seal can be charged at up to 150 kilowatt with DIC fast charging, enabling 30% to 80% recharge in 26 minutes. All Seal models feature a 15.6-inch infotainment, 10.25-inch display, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support, dual phone chargers, panoramic glass sunroof, and more. Features like a leather-wrapped steering wheel and upholstery exclusively for the premium, while the performance adds frequency-selective damping shock absorbers. At 4,800 mm long, 1875 mm wide, and 1460 mm tall, the BYD Seal is slightly longer by 45 mm, taller by 17 mm, and wider by 25 mm than the 2023 Tesla Model 3. The Tesla Model 3 measures in at shorter than the Seal at 4,720 mm long, narrower at 1849 mm and sits lower with a height of 1441 mm. Wheelbase length is 2875 mm. The Model 3 has a larger 88-liter front trunk and a 594-litre boot capacity. The Tesla Model 3 is undoubtedly the yardstick used to measure all compact EVs, but the BYD Seal may have added an inch or so to that yardstick, especially when it comes to driving dynamics, and I'm aware it's a strange area for BYD to excel in. But it's not a one-trick pony. Take it on some urban roads or cruise along a highway. You'll notice it's a comfy thing as well. The rear multi-link suspension and the dampening do a fantastic job keep it all smooth and calm. It's quiet at highway cruising speeds as well. It is a Chinese EV, so as expected, the steering and pedal inputs are lighter than a Tesla, and the brake region is nowhere near as aggressive with no sense of one pedal driving in the BYD Seal, but light inputs probably suit Chinese buyers' preferences more. Still, the compact sedan from Tesla leaves BYD behind when it comes to a DAS, and it will be up to customers if they exchange it for better performance and battery range, which Seal offers. Being a smart Chinese EV, the BYD Seal has all the essentials: a 5G connection, a built-in dashcam, and Bluetooth mics for KTV. Will the BYD Seal tempt buyers away from the Model 3? Perhaps at the lower end. And I do think the BYD Seal is the best BYD yet and a fantastic car. BYD has been closing in on Tesla, delivering another record 151,193 fully electric vehicles in September alone. BYD sold 431,603 EVs in the third quarter compared to Tesla, which delivered 435,059 models. BYD already leads in several overseas markets, including Thailand, Brazil, and Colombia. With recent launches in Japan, Mexico, Hungary, and Australia, BYD looks to close the gap further or even surpass Tesla in overall EV sales. The competition is heating up as the Seal lands in Australia to take on Tesla's Model 3 directly. BYD Australia says that there are no supply issues for its models, meaning that people can get into a premium BYD vehicle in their home garage without delay. There is expected to be no supply issues surrounding orders for the upcoming Seal sedan. The Tesla Australia website states that if ordered today, a new 2024 Model 3 build could arrive between January and March 2024. Thank you for joining us on this electrifying journey. Don't forget to subscribe to Highway Heavens for more exciting updates on the automotive world and hit that notification bell to stay tuned for our next adventure. Until then, keep your engines running and your curiosity alive.